Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Friday, October 8th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're all live. We'll send the video chat links out. So let me go ahead and do that. If you want to come in, we'll do that. Talk anything in the world of sports. It'll be highly optional for anybody. Okay, Facebook, YouTube, and the links are posted in those three sites. So let's go ahead and go over some sports headlines. We get the so let's switch this out. Okay, ESPN headlines are on the screen. Okay, okay, Hank Aaron Award finalists for the best offensive player includes Shohei Ohtani and Bryce Harper. So that's your candidates for the Hank Aaron Award. The award was established back in 1999 to honor the best Major League Baseball players on the offensive side of the ball. Ohtani favored to win the American League MVP and also the first player to be nominated. In addition, Guerrero, Aaron Judge, Cedric Mullins, Matt Olson, and Salvador Perez, and also Jose Ramirez. So that is a great honor for Ohtani because he hit home runs all season long, and he's a best offensive player. So I think he should win the award outright. So that is my opinion on that one. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, Panthers lockup center Alexandria Boscolo, 8-year deal worth $80 million. So it looks like Florida Panthers will have their player for 8 years. So it's worth $80 million. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. All right, let's see what else. Okay, multi-sports books stand to lose more than $1 million if the San Francisco Giants go to the World Series. I'm pretty sure they most likely will lose money. A lot of sports books has them 101 long shots to win the World Series this year. Also, bettors grabbed the 10-1 in late July. So I think, to be honest with you, if San Francisco does make the playoffs, make the World Series, that's going to be a big payout. So whoever takes the San Francisco Giants. So I look at it this way. That's going to be a payout. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, San Jose president resigns amongst sexual abuse fallout. That's Mary Parazzini resigns after agreed to pay to $1.6 million to 13 females who complained about sexual assaults by the athletic trainers was mishandled. So it looks like that's going to be the university. So that's something, like I said, that's something that she did resign. So I'll be honest with you, they should pay those young ladies out because they did have sexual assault situation and they did not report it. It was mishandled. So that's one thing they should do is pay out their do the right thing and pay those people out so they can have closure in their lives, the young ladies. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Okay, Lionel Messi vials 7th award. Cristiano Ronaldo amongst the nominees. So it looks like they're going to be giving out those awards, and the nominees are Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. So that is what they're doing for that. So that's from ESPN. This is from ESPN.com. So these are your these are your winners of that award. That's the Baller Old Fame Award. That's what they call it. So these are your awards: the Copper Trophy, Copa Trophy, and the Yacht Trophy from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Put that fan on a little bit. So, okay, former NBA guard J.R. Smith set to play in the first golf tournament in North Carolina. It's going to be for North Carolina A&T, so it looks like he is going to play in that golf tournament to represent to help out North Carolina A&T and their to educate the young HBCU individuals. Okay, LSU removes COVID-19 protocols for fans at Tiger Stadium beginning against the Florida Gators. So I think LSU, which first became the first school to offer proof of vaccination and COVID-19 negative tests, announced Friday the protocols will be lifted in the first time in the next home game against the Florida Gators, citing reduction in statewide numbers and infections in Baton Rouge and also statewide. So masks will no longer be required in outdoor locations for guests under 12 years old. So it looks like that's going to happen. That's the positive thing right there to do because look, the numbers are declining. But once again, we have to be aware of what's going on. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, let's see what else we have. But today, okay, Randy Rosarina, history-making home run, stole 7 steal at home. The Rays won their game. So that was in yesterday's game. He hit a home run that was, and and they also stole home. So they did win their game 5-0. The Tampa Bay Rays. So that's what happened yesterday. Okay, MLB, NHL preview. This is ESPN Plus one. We're not going to use that. So let's see what else we have before we go to local news here. Put that on this one. So let's see what is going on. Okay, it looks like Week 6 previews. LSU, Penn State, Kentucky, and many more. Okay, Week 6 preview. Penn State, Iowa, Red River Showdown, and many more. So this is the article from ESPN staff. You can follow them at ESPN.com. So this is the Week 6 previews. Oklahoma taking on Texas. That'll be a noon game, 11 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. Also, Auburn taking on Georgia. That'll be a 3:30 game on CBS. And Boise State taking on BYU. That'll be a 2:30 game. It'll be on ABC. So that's another game. That's the big games that's going to be going on this weekend in college football. Also, Wake Forest will take on Syracuse. That'll be a 3:30 game, 2:30 Central game as well. Kentucky and LSU, that'll be a 6:30 game on SEC Network. So you can watch that game tomorrow night. We will have the game for you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So that will be later on. That'll be tomorrow night. Also, Alabama taking on Texas A&M. That'll be a 7 o'clock game. That'll be on CBS. Also, Stanford will take on Arizona State. That'll be tonight, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. That'll be on ESPN and ESPN app. So once again, college football will get underway this weekend with the big games going on in college football. So once again, it's from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. So let's see what else we have. So it looks like we'll go over to let's go over to Crescent City Sports. Okay, Crescent City Sports, it's a local site devoted to local sports here in the New Orleans area. Okay, let's okay, prep football tonight. We'll have the prep football show later on this evening. That'll be Friday Night High School Football show. We'll have in-game reports from WWL and also also Crescent City Sports. So once again, prep football tonight. Okay, LSU's recruiting class misses recent years have added up. So it looks like that's Renee Nato's article talking about recruiting and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It definitely did miss a couple of players that was valuable. So I think, to be honest with you, hopefully the recruiting gets a lot better. I mean, sure, they've been in the top 10 and stuff like that, but the recruiting, they absolutely miss a lot of players that can be a valuable asset to LSU. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. Go to CrescentCitySports.com. That's CrescentCitySports.com. So let's see what else we have to talk about. Okay, Tulane follows a familiar script in the loss to Houston. That's what they're talking about. So last night there was just the defense played pretty consistent in the first half, but unfortunately, Houston just took advantage and just absolutely just destroyed Tulane last night. So I'll be honest with you. Look, it's going to be a rough road ahead for the Green Wave, to be exactly sure, because look, they're going to have SMU. They're going to also have Cincinnati. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be easy. I mean, this week off will help them in the long run, because it will help them heal, help them get away from football for a while, but help them correct their mistakes and stuff like that, what they did against Houston last night. So I'll be honest with you, that hopefully it does benefit them in the long run. So once again, this is from Crest City Sports. Okay, East Jefferson remains unbeaten and ready for the next challenge. So it looks like this is from Ken Trahan. You can follow him at Crescent City Sports. That's CrescentCitySports.com. So, yep. I'm going to tell you, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in District 85A when it comes down to it, East Jefferson. So that's one thing about it. So they did win their game. They led 26-6, but they won their game last night. That was in their game last night. They won 47-6 over Grace King in the District 858 contest. Offer Oliver had completed 12 of 28 passes for 186, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Darian Nix had, and also Trey Gallo had receiving touchdowns as well. So that was in yesterday's win against Grace King. So once again, this is from Crest City Sports. Go to CrescentCitySports.com. Let's see what else we have. All right, let's roll. Okay, Saints injury reports. Onstad and McCoy still out. Gray still limited. So it looks like these are your reports. Gray is limited practice. Marshall and Lattimore full practice. So Washington has some players that's out as well. They have some of them that's limited practice as well. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. Go to CrescentCitySports.com. Okay, Nichols and Southeastern this weekend in Thibodeau. This will not be a part of the River Bell Classic. It will remain in Hammond for grabs in the November 18th game at Strawberry Stadium. So it looks like the River Bell Classic will not be played this year, but it will be played on November 18th. So that is your notes. Okay, Newman and St. Charles Catholic to be broadcast on NBC Sports Network. So it looks like that will be broadcast Thursday, October 14th. That game will be in Laplace. That game will be on NBC Sports Network and also the NBC Sports app. So if you want to watch that game, that'll be where the channel is going to be at. Okay, Jay Johnson set to begin his first fall practice as LSU baseball coach. So it looks like he is going to be conducting fall scrimmages and stuff like that. So this is from Quest City Sports. Go to questcitysports.com.
How much?
So we'll hear from Jay Johnson. Let's put this up.
Installation or just like adjustment and improvement in terms of, just meeting players and learning things. What's your biggest goals to get out of the fall?
Yeah, changing their bodies. They were very successful.
I don't know if it's the video. I don't know
the turnout. I was
very
pleased with the productivity of those camps, and we're going to do everything within NCAA rules, and so there's a certain way and process you have to do that nowadays, and that's kind of what that was about.
Hey, Coach. This is Glenn West, LSU Country. Good to talk to you again. I guess talk about this pitching staff a little bit. I know you guys welcome in some new arms and obviously some really good returning arms as well. Just what are you hoping to learn about this staff, I guess, as the weeks progress here in the fall?
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do relative to finding some of that out. I think what we did first off is we have given them 6.5 weeks to get themselves ready to step on the mound in a competitive environment. We're always going to put their arm health and arm safety first. And so not knowing where every guy was coming in, obviously since we're taking over new, we wanted to give them appropriate time. All of them have been off the mound 4 times prior to or leading up into their first inter-squad experience this week. So we feel good about where they're at health-wise. We feel good about where they're at conditioning-wise. Now it's about finding out how they compete a little bit and whose stuff plays in a certain way. We are nowhere near naming guys that are candidates for the rotation or the key guys you go to when the game is on the line. And that will evolve over time. I think looking at all the entire weekends in the fall, all of them will throw 7 times competitively in the fall, and then probably 5 times, leading up to the season when we return in January and February. So there's going to be a lot of information collected. My initial observations in watching bullpens, and again, the bullpen is a different environment in the game, but I'm very pleased with the strike throwing ability of the staff right now. And if you can start there, then you can start building pieces and how they align and match up. So early indications are good as far as them throwing strikes, low strikes, moving the ball in and out, and changing speeds, and breaking balls and changeups.
Coach David from Rivals. Go a little in depth here about Jacob Berry for me for a second. He comes in with a lot of fanfare, but he knows what Jay Johnson wants from a coaching staff. How much have you relied on him to kind of be your conduit of, hey guys, this is what we want to do. This is the kind of winning atmosphere, and this is how we're going to go about it. And then on top of that, what kind of player is he overall for people who maybe have not seen him play?
Yeah, I think there's certainly an advantage, relative to any player that's played for us before when they come into this environment, maybe a little bit of an idea of what to expect. And I'm sure, some of his other teammates are leaning on him and Riley Cooper and Bryce Collins for those types of things. Matter of fact, when Riley came on his recruiting visit, he was joking that the players were asking him more questions about me than typically the recruit asking, about the school. So all those guys are hard workers, Jacob included. He's here at the facility all the time, working on his own. I think that's the first thing I would say. He's incredibly competitive. He's incredibly driven to be the best player that he possibly can be on both sides of the ball. And so all of that, I think, is a positive for us. A, he improves as a player, B, he's emulating behaviors that we want all of our players to exhibit, which is to work smart, work hard, be here on your own. We only have so many hours relative to NCAA limits and those types of things. And we want to create a way of doing things, as I said, where these guys are here on their own, putting in productive time to improve themselves as players. And he does a really good job of that himself. And I think that's something that I've casually noticed has been very good, throughout our team for the first month. And that's a really positive thing.
Hi, Coach Ed Daniels in New Orleans. How impatient are you when it comes to what you're trying to get done here?
Well, that's a good question. I really believe in the value in every day. And a lot of coaches will talk about process. What we try to do is define the process for the players and give them a roadmap to being the best player they can be and to being the best team we can ultimately be. So you can't rush that part of it. In the fall and looking at what we want to do, I would say we want to cut things in half and master those things. I think sometimes, something I've learned is I want to do too much, too fast relative to trying to get everything done, and then you water down the quality of that. I think what we'll do is we'll focus on the things that happen in the most games, the most that are relative to winning and having success, and really be good at those things. And then I think over time, we'll start to expand, but we're not going to expand until we have handles on the very basic fundamentals of winning. And so in that regard, you have to be patient, okay? But by doing it that way, you can see constant improvements. And I really like some of the pieces relative to the talent, but we can't short circuit what we want on a daily basis. For instance, we're playing our first inter-squad game tomorrow night. We're not ready to play a game yet, as I said. However, we do need to see players in competitive environments, how they respond, strengths and weaknesses, and that will give us a good roadmap for what we need to do to go forward. So when the season comes, we're putting our players and our team in the best position to be successful. And so by doing it that way, I've had a lot of success in that regard, and that's something that we'll continue to approach it that way here.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Cobble. You mentioned strength conditioning in your introductory press conference. I was just curious how that was going and what you hope that new implementation of procedures and expectations does to it.
Yeah, I think that's very valuable in a lot of ways. Number one, you turn on these Major League Baseball games, Yankees and Red Sox, Dodgers and the Cardinals, and you look around that field, and obviously it's the most highly skilled players in the world, but they're big and they're fast and they're physical and they move well. And so if our players want to attain being Major League players someday, they have to put their head in the barn in that regard. And from a program standpoint, we are going to make it a priority. It helps them improve, which helps us improve. But then there's a little bit of a blue-collar work ethic to that I want our teams to be known for. And I think the weight room can really help you. I think they've worked hard. We've been doing a lot of it in the morning time for a number of reasons, mainly to give the pitcher separation from when they lift to when they throw, so that they can put themselves in a position to stay healthy and to stay strong. And then for the position players, we're trying to create arm speed, bat speed, and running speed. And what the work we do in there can help them do that.
Hey, Coach TJ Holt with Tiger TV. My question for you today is, what have been something that may have caught you by surprise, whether that be within the team or within the program this far? What are things that you liked in the interaction that you've had with the players and then the coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, everything's been positive so far, TJ, but we haven't been tested or we haven't been challenged yet. And when it's good, it's easy to be doing the right things. I'm pleased with the players' willingness to be coached. Very impressed with their energy for what we're doing on a daily basis. This week, Monday, we kind of simulated a team practice with part of our 8-hour week leading into our 20-hour week starting on Friday. and it was off the charts in terms of enthusiasm, players bouncing around, and those types of things. I think that's all really, really positive. Easy to do when you're early in the fall or early in the season. The key will be, can we emulate that, as we're into practice 24, 25, and 26, or as we're into the middle of the season. So I've been very impressed with their enthusiasm. I've been very impressed with their coaching abilities, I would say.
Coach, I know we can't speak specifics about specific recruits, and I totally understand that. But I want to get your thoughts on kids on the high school level, because it is happening in terms of signing NIL deals even before they get to college. Your overall thoughts on that? Are you a fan of that? Are you not a fan of that? What's going on there in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's a new time, and I think it's a real positive thing that's happening right now. Because when a player that comes to LSU, that player that's come to play for our program ultimately wants to be a major league player. And the sell in coming to college is for them to create value for themselves by what they do in college so that they can go achieve their dream of being a major league player someday. Well, there is some delay in gratification of money and financial factors when they choose to do that. So for them to have the opportunity to do that, my hope is it accentuates itself enough to where that player doesn't feel like they have to go take that signing bonus out of high school. And by doing that, and maybe having some flexibility or freedom to earn some money while they're in college on their name, image, and likeness, which we have a great platform here at LSU, it might steer some of those players towards college. And that's a great thing for us at LSU, and it's a great thing for college baseball. And I really believe in this path of development and not signing out of high school. So it's a really good thing for most of the players as well.
Hi, Coach. I'm Leah. I'm from The Advocate. It's nice to meet you over Zoom. I was wondering if you could speak to your relationship with Dylan Cruz so far, and what you hope to see his role on this team being, and what he needs to do to also play baseball at the next level.
Yeah, great start to that relationship with Dylan. Obviously, I was familiar with him. He was one of the best freshmen in the country last year. Tremendously talented. I mean, he can do things on the field that you don't see very often in college baseball players. Usually players with that kind of ability sign out of high school. So I commend Dylan, I commend his family for taking the college path to LSU for his development. So the talent really stands out. What I have really noticed and really liked and really appreciated is he seems to be highly respected by his teammates. And that is not just because he is obviously a good player, but how he goes about things, works extremely hard in the weight room, appears to be very selfless. Again, as I mentioned with Jacob before, he's a player that's at the facility all the time. And there's guys sometimes that are just wired different in that regard. Like, they wake up every day on purpose to be the best they can be. And again, that's going to be great for our team. We have really good examples out of your best players operating that way. That commands a lot of respect from the team, and it's easy for your teammates to get behind you when you work that way. So very solid initial impressions of Dylan.
Coach, we have time for one more question for Coach.
We're a couple months into this thing, and most of the guys that I talked to that have been on the team prior to your arrival said that they didn't like it, they tried to play into them. I'm just curious how you guys are trying to getting to know each other's stages. Is that progressing for both sides of the ball? Obviously, more expectation of them, but them kind of benefiting.
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, the coachability thing appears to be a strength of this group, and being very eager to learn and eager to improve. Every player that I've ever coached has always wanted to be good. I think what I'm seeing so far is a willingness to, for lack of a better term, buy into the process of developing players that we take our teams through. The buy-in from these players right now is really strong. And I think it will be tested as we go along in the fall, and you get some failures, some positives, and can they stick with it? Because, development is a slow burn. Our players will hear me talk about wanting to improve 1% on a daily basis. And if you do that over a long period of time, the player is going to transform and be a lot more productive for your team. And so we're in the middle of that, but that has to start with trust and buy-in. What I want them to see from our coaching staff is high effort, high energy, high competency, but that's all that we can provide. I mean, the work part of it has to be provided by them, and we're off to a really good start, and really excited to get into team practice to take that a step further. All right, thank you guys.
Okay, once again, Coach Johnson, I'm going to say this. Look, to be honest with you, I hope he does great this year because, look, LSU, look, they want to get back to the World Series. They definitely want to get back to the College World Series. I think he's going to have, with a great pitching staff and coaching and stuff like that, I think it's going to be absolutely possible that they're going to make the regionals this year, regionals next year, and also the College World Series. So, once again, that's from Crest City Sports. Go to crestcitysports.com. So we will move along. See what else we have. Okay, Pelicans down the Magic in their first preseason game. Murphy and Alexander Walker continue to shine. So it looks like that's going into the new season. He had 19 points. He also, that's all in the first half, over 24 minutes of play. He shot 5 of 9 shooting from 3-point range. So that's what happened the other night when the Pelicans played against the Magic. So once again, this is from Crest City Sports. Go to crestcitysports.com. What else we could talk about here? Looks like we covered most of the sports. So we will go over to Twitter, see what's happening on the Twitter feeds. So I'm going to switch it over to the Twitter feeds in a second. Okay, Twitter feeds are up on the screen. Okay, this is FLteams.com. Tampa Bay leads Rays lead 1-0 in the ALDS. They did win last night 5-0 at Tropicana Field. So that was game 1 of the ALDS. Okay, let's go to another go to FL Teams. So it looks like we got more FL Teams stuff. Okay, Miami Dolphins have their work cut out for them Sunday when they take on Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that is a preview of the Buccaneers and Dolphins. That game will begin at noon on Sunday afternoon. Let's see what else we have. Okay, this is from Burnell Joseph Jr. He runs, this is game-setting touchdown right here. He had 120 yards on 15 carries. He had 2 touchdowns. He's only a sophomore. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, okay, it's safe to say Josh Hart is not a fan of analytics. That's what he said. analytics are a lamppost for a drunken person. So that's what he's saying in this Clutch Point article. So once again, follow Clutch Point Pelicans at Clutch Point Pelicans. Okay, Bell Chase will take on Riverside Academy tonight, 7 p.m. at Riverside Academy. Okay, Patriot League boasts 4 players, including 2 from Fordham, who ranked in the top 10 in tackles per game. That's Ryan Greengan from Fordham, Jacob Dobbs from Holy Cross, and Justin Bontino from Georgetown, and also James Conway from Fordham. So once again, this is from FCS Football. Follow them at FCS Football. Okay, game day today. Pelicans will play tonight. Okay, choose your favorite running back. Is it Shaquan Barkley or Ezekiel Elliott? You can. That's from Pro Football Focus Fantasy Football. Okay, congratulations to our junior high football team winning 22-6. That's De La Salle Junior High Football winning 22-6 in their game yesterday against Holy Cross. So that was their game. So they won 22-6. Okay, let's go over to Richard Rodriguez, Chris Martin, not on the Braves for the NLDS roster. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is from MLB Trade Rumors. Okay, just a reminder, FCS All In, the weekly news program dedicated to promoting all 15 conference will return on YouTube. They'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. That'll be on YouTube. You can go on to YouTube and get their channel and view their program. Okay, what a week. Big names were the move. More could be coming during in this issue. So it looks like they're going to be some big names moving, trading candidates and stuff like that. So once again, this is from Pro Football NFL Trade Rumors. Go to NFL Trade Rumors on Twitter. Okay, this is from Ben Scully. Follow him at Ben Scully. Last year, Don Lawson's World Series perfect game for the Yankees. Well, hard to imagine that happening 65 years ago today. So once again, that's from Ben Scully. Follow him at Ben Scully. So let's see what else we have. Okay, Booker T says water should dethrone Roman Reigns. So it looks like that's a match that's going to be happening pretty soon rather than later. So let me put that up on the screen so you can see it. So this is from Wrestling Talk. Follow them at Wrestle Talk. So it looks like he captured the Universal Championship on August 31st, 2020. So that was so it looks like they're gonna have a person that's gonna take on Roman Reigns to dethrone him. So once again, this is from Wrestle Talk. Go to WrestleTalk.com. And I'll go over some more Twitters with you. Okay, this is from Northwestern State Volleyball. Lady Demons looking to validate against McNeese. So it looks like they're going to be playing them tonight or something like that. So once again, this is from Lady Demons. Follow them at NSU Volleyball. That's NSU Volleyball. So let's see what else we have. We'll wrap up. Okay, this is from Pete Trammell. You can follow him at Yahoo Sports. The NCAA sent out a letter to its membership today as a result of the Constitutional Committee. It will be a two-step plan to going forward. Also providing annuity. So for every division, so it's that's from the NCAA. Once again, this is from Pete Trammell. You can follow him at Yahoo Sports. Okay, Luke Latello took the mound in the bottom of the first. So that's him right there for the Chicago White Sox. Okay, Aaron Donald really hurt Drew Brees' thumb. Russell Wilson, middle finger in the same way. So it looks like Aaron Donald was the recipient of injuring Russell Wilson. So once again, this is from Twitter. So we'll wrap it up. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show. We'll be back on later for the Friday night high school football show here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We'll have in-game coverage from WWL and also Crescent City Sports, so you can join us later on this evening. If you have a high school score in mind, you can put the score in the chat room, or if you need a score, we will give you. We'll do the best we can to find you the scores and stuff like that. So that you need. So once again, we'll be back later for the Friday night high school football show here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also, LSU and Kentucky tomorrow. We'll have that game for you here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So once again, we will be on all weekend for college football. So we are your place for high school football, pro football, and college football here on in the cyberspace. So everybody have a good rest of your Friday, and we'll be back later on.